Hey Virgo, welcome to your May 2021 astrology and tarot reading. My name is Tessa. You're watching my channel. Oh my goodness. Quite a few things that I want to go over before I jump into your reading. So if you are new to my channel, I do monthly astrology and tarot energy readings. I focus mostly on spiritual guidance. So what that means is we look at the energies that are coming up for you through the cards, and we deal specifically with how those energies are affecting you internally, what you can do to help yourself through them. So we really do focus mostly on you. However, if there are cards that bring up outside energy, like an individual, then I will definitely make a mention of that and kind of like get into that a little bit more too, and how you can still use your own insight, or the insight that we get through the cards to deal with that specific situation. So I focus on spiritual guidance, okay? So just know that right off the bat. This is a video for Virgo rising. So the way these monthly videos are going to work is, what I do is I pull up the Virgo rising chart on my phone in accordance with the current astrology, okay? So whatever is going on in our solar system right now with the planets, with the zodiac signs, I take a look, I pull up that chart according to your rising sign, and we go based off of that chart. So I'm using an Astro Soul Oracle deck. This Oracle deck has the planets, the zodiac signs, it has the houses, and the houses represent the different areas of your life. It has moon phases, it has planetary aspects, it literally has everything. It has retrograde. So because there is so much information that I can talk about and tie in to all of May of 2021, this is how I narrow down the energy to a more specific thing that you should be aware of, okay? So the way that I do these readings is I don't go over all of the astrology that is going on through your chart. That's a very lengthy process. I do personal astrology birth chart analysis readings. So if you are interested in that, you can definitely email me. I also do personal tarot readings, but for these particular videos, they're general, you know, so of course it might not resonate with you, but I do try to keep the insight specific to the energy of the card, and therefore, you know, it could apply to any individual. So, because we do harbor all these different energies within us already. So what happens is, so what I'm going to do is I'm using 3 different decks. So I'm going to pull 3 cards from the Astro Soul. So whatever cards come out for the Astro Soul, those are the energies that we need to focus on for you for May of 2021, okay? So you're going to see as the video goes on how it kind of unravels and unfolds. I also have a moon phase app that I refer to if I happen to pull a moon phase card. If I do happen to pull a moon phase card, then there is a very specific message to you pertaining to a specific date in May, okay? Moon phase gets very, very specific. The moon phases are the most specific planetary phases that occur within our day-to-day lives. They represent day-to-day life, okay? So if I happen to pull a moon phase card, I'm going to get very specific, and I'm going to find the date that moon phase is occurring for you in May, and I'll be able to provide you with some insight about that specific date. So I hope that's kind of making sense to you. I really like doing it this way. I feel like it really just kind of hones in and focuses in on very specific things that you should know, okay? And then the Starseed Oracle is just kind of going to unravel some more insight into how you can deal with certain things. And then I'm going to do the Muse Tarot cards as well at the end. And we're going to pull some tarot cards just to give you some a little extra characteristic kind of elements that you can also consider in regards to whatever situation you've got going on. Okay, so that's my little introduction. So if you want to get to know me a little bit better up in my channel, just read the description down below. I have a lot of information there for you. I have different projects that I'm working on right now, so this channel is kind of like a steady progress, and I'm totally okay with that. So for now, I'm only doing monthly readings and mid-month readings. My mid-month videos is Oracle and Tarot readings, general readings for your sun sign, moon sign, rising, or Venus. These particular videos are very specific to your rising sign. So you definitely want to know what your rising sign is, okay? Because we go based off of that astrology. Okay, so with that introduction, we're going to go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, all these decks are already pre-shuffled. So I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle them just to get a very, very clear message through. And I'm going to shuffle all 3 decks before I start pulling the cards, okay? So what are the specific energies that Virgo needs to focus on for May 2021? What are the specific energies that Virgo needs to focus on for May 2021? What are the specific energies that Virgo needs to focus on for May 2021? What are the specific energies Virgo needs to focus on for May 2021? What are the specific energies Virgo needs to focus on for May 2021? What are the specific energies Virgo needs to focus on for May 2021? Okay. I like to cut the decks too. All right, and then the Starseed Oracle. I love this Oracle deck. It's very deep. It's very insightful. Okay, I guess I have to give that a traditional shuffle. I do the pre-shuffles traditionally, and I don't know, I was just feeling it that time. What energies does Virgo need to focus on for May 2021? What are the energies that Virgo needs to focus on for May 2021? What are the energies that Virgo needs to focus on for May 2021? Ooh, okay. I know like a lot of readers take cards that fly out, but I'm not going to do that. What are the energies that Virgo needs to focus on for May 2021? What are the energies that Virgo needs to focus on for May 2021? What are the energies that Virgo needs to focus on for May 2021? Okay, that's the Starseed Oracle, and then we have the Muse Tarot. What are the energies Virgo needs to focus on for May 2021? What are the energies Virgo needs to focus on for May 2021? What are the energies that Virgo needs to focus on for May 2021? What are the energies that Virgo needs to focus on for May 2021? What are the energies that Virgo needs to focus on for May 2021? Energies that Virgo needs to focus on for May 2021. What are the energies Virgo needs to focus on for May 2021? All right, Virgo. Everything good to go. All right. Okay, let's get into this. Sorry. Let's see what we got going on for you guys. Okay, starting with Astro Soul. Cazimi. This is actually a very, very specific kind of astrological event. I don't believe that there's any Cazimis this month in the heart. So this is very, very much about just your passion, okay? This is asking you to really look within your heart and to try to really understand what you're passionate about. What triggers, what is that thing within you that just sparks your fire, okay? So Virgo, you guys are mutable earth, okay? So you do have that adaptable kind of edgy quality to you as an earth sign, You know, maybe you're like a little bit more anxious than the other earth signs, you know, you're very analytical. So this really wants you to try and allow your heart to speak to you without using your mind, okay? I don't really know how to explain exactly how a 𝚆𝚛𝚒𝚝𝚒, it has something to do with the sun and, oh my goodness, it's just like, hang on a second here. Let me see if it's in my, where is the, oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I'm just like, I'm feeling very inspired right now, okay? I'm feeling very inspired. I don't want to give you a 𝚆𝚛𝚒𝚝𝚒 is a very, very unique kind of planetary aspect. Purifying the soul. Okay, I'm just going to read it to you from the book. 𝚆𝚛𝚒𝚝𝚒, which literally translates as in the heart, is a very rare astrological event that occurs when a planet's center is in close conjunction with the sun. Okay. So the planet's center. Yeah, see, this is like, this aspect is very different from the other astrological aspects. It's not like a sextile. It's not like a conjunction. So I just wanted to make sure I had it like, but I knew it had to do with like the sun. This term was introduced in medieval astrology, meaning some astrologers do not refer to it or use it in their analysis nowadays. Okay. However, I personally have used it in electional astrology when casting charts or choosing specific dates, and have also seen the effects of this planetary event with clients. The astrologer Abu Mashar said that a planet in 𝚆𝚛𝚒𝚝𝚒 is like a man who purifies himself and so lacks strength but will regain health afterwards. Interesting. 𝚆𝚛𝚒𝚝𝚒 is seen as a planet crossing over the sun. This planetary position is said to be of great strength, since the planet in 𝚆𝚛𝚒𝚝𝚒 is fortified by the sun's rays. It can be manifested as a sudden inspiration, purification, a powerful visualization, or even bring good luck to one's life. Okay, yeah. So that is totally the vibe that I was getting. It like a, you know, like it wants to, this energy really wants to like bring what you're passionate about, what inspires you, like up into the light and make it almost like the sun. Okay, so almost like when you look at the sun, you can like visually see that very pure aspect of what it is you're passionate about. So whether it's love, whether it's like your job or your children, it's just like, it's almost like a North Star. It's almost like a guiding point for your inspiration and your passion. So I feel like this is a super, super cool, like powerful card. And even though the book said not a lot of astrologers use it, which I don't think a lot do, I feel like this is a really, really important message for you. So, and especially with Taurus season, the fact that we're in Taurus season right now, and it's all about, Taurus season is all about finding your inner value, nurturing your soul, getting down to Mother Earth, really kind of like coming to terms and purifying that which inspires you to create, that which inspires you to nurture creativity, okay, within you and from without. And what is it that you value, and what is it that you're passionate about? You know, it could have to do with love, but it could be something else as well, okay? So 𝚆𝚛𝚒𝚝𝚒 in the heart, very, very cool. I like that. And then we have the sun. Oh my God. We have the sun, and the sun is currently in Taurus, and I'm going to check out right now to see what house that's in. Self-expression, ego, creativity, identity. See, this is like May 2021 is going to be so important for like your soul, for like your expression, for your like passion, and whatever it is that inspires you, like for you, not like what you're doing for others. This is about you. This is about your own desire. Ooh, okay. I can probably tell you right now, it has something to do with travel, okay, or higher learning, okay. So you have the sun in your ninth house, okay? And ninth house is all about the higher mind, philosophy, your belief structure, and long distance travel, like learning about other cultures. Maybe you're having like a sudden desire to expand on your like religious awareness. You know, maybe you want to study Buddhism, maybe you want to study Hinduism, like maybe you want to learn something that can expand your soul spiritually, okay? So this is what I'm talking about in terms of like what in the heart, like what is that thing that you feel is going to like purify you so you can really reach that level within yourself to where like you feel you are at your full expression and who you are is really coming out and, you know, and is really shining a light on the world. This is, oh my God, I'm like getting chills with this reading a little bit. Like it's just very, very cool and very powerful. Okay. So for the other card, we have Mars. Oh, I have a miscellaneous oracle card here. Okay, so we also have Mars. Oh my goodness. And Mars is all about passion as well. Willpower, desire, fortitude, and rage, okay? So Mars is a very, very powerful planet. So we're going to take a look to see where Mars is. And Mars is currently in Cancer, okay? And this, yeah, this is exactly what I was saying. Mars in Cancer is in your 11th house, and this is about networking. This is really about kind of like expanding your social dynamic and your experience. It's about like more humanitarian, cultural, and just like, and like networking and really kind of like expanding your, it's like learning, you know, if I'm putting these together, it's almost like learning about new spiritual paths and allowing them to open your mind and open your heart through other people, through a network of people, whether it's people you already know or it's people that you are just beginning to meet and just beginning to kind of like open yourself up to and extend yourself to. So this is super cool. So there is like a strong desire to nurture this. There's a very strong desire to nurture this energy, this desire to expand your spiritual consciousness. So it kind of like fits a more global, humanitarian kind of perspective, you know, being aware of other spiritual paths, being, you know, and kind of like finding and like opening yourself up to allow these different spiritual paths to really like nurture your soul and to purify you like at the core level. So this is something really, yeah, so in the heart, I'm kind of feeling this is like a spiritual thing, very like kind of spiritual and expressive kind of energy that you are really kind of going after. So this is really, really cool. Okay, so let's get into the Starseed Oracle. So we have Earth. It says learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. Okay, so Virgo, you guys have a mind that just works on a completely different level. Your mind is just like hyper analytical. Maybe you even feel a little robotic sometimes, and I'm not saying that at all in like a drone kind of way. Not like a robot as in like you know what I mean? Like at all. It's more like in a hyperactive kind of way. It's more like your mind is like a machine, right? It's like a machine. It's more based in what do you call it? Like engineering. I know that's like totally random to mention engineering, but I was thinking about my dad. He's an engineer. My brother's an engineer, and engineering requires, it's all machinery, right? It's all like machinery, but it requires so much detail, and it requires you to be like a perfectionist, and it requires you to be creative, but also analytical. So I feel like that's kind of like how your guys' mind works, and maybe sometimes you really don't feel like you're human, or you don't feel like you can really, you know, be like a human being in this world, because like you feel like your mind is always trying to like force you to be intellectual about everything, and it doesn't have to be that way. Like it's okay to be down to earth and to learn more about your emotions, to learn more about your like emotional needs, your spiritual needs, your creative needs, not just like practical, not just the needs of like, you know, practicality and doing things all around you, like day-to-day routines, physical things, right? Because you guys are more about the physical practicalities. So this is really just about like learning how to become a little bit more centered within your soul, and making sure that you are taking care of these other needs. And I'm feeling this very much as like also spiritual, okay? Spiritual, especially with this Kazimi and the sun, spiritual, creative, like stuff like that. And like learning how to express yourself in different ways. Like the way that you express yourself, it doesn't always have to be intellect, like it doesn't always have to be defined by the mental faculties of your mind, right? Okay, so we have activated earth, power places, Lee lines, trust where you're led. Okay, this is so cool. So maybe you're being guided a little bit to like travel somewhere specific. The first feeling I got was that like you have somewhere very specific in mind that you want to go. Like maybe you're feeling like a spiritual pull, or you're just feeling something very strong in terms of place, power places. So like, you know, sometimes we don't realize that when we want to travel somewhere, like we can just casually say to ourselves like, oh, I want to go to India. And maybe we don't really know why we don't even know what it is exactly about India that makes us want to go there. It's just something inside of us is like, that just seems like it would be really cool to go there. So there are these power places all around the world that kind of like activate something within us that make us inspired to want to go there. So it's kind of like saying, or if you haven't really thought about that, maybe like open yourself up more and see where your inner compass is guiding you in terms of places, in terms of these power places, like where, and there could be something for you there yet to discover. You know what I mean? Like, if you are open to traveling, and I know that most of the Virgos I know love to travel, so, just kind of like let your soul and your spiritual guides like speak to you and show you something different maybe, or something that you feel a strong pull towards, like what are those places to you? What are those places that you feel pulled towards? Okay, trust where you're led. Okay, and then for the final starseed oracle, we have You Got the Love. Hadarian energy, codependency, and boundaries. Okay, so this is very much about setting healthy boundaries so that you are able to love yourself most of all, okay? It's about not allowing other people into your energy to the point to where you are not giving yourself the love that you need. So this is what this card is about. So there's a good possibility for some of you that there is like maybe a significant other, or there is someone in your life who's trying to get your attention. Someone who's just kind of like trying to like get into your energy. Maybe it's throwing you off balance a little bit. And because you are a mutable sign, even though you're an earth sign, mutable signs tend to not have as many boundaries as other signs, especially fixed. So mutable signs need to learn more about setting boundaries, because we can be, I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm mutable. So, because we can be a little bit more like boundless, we feel like we can do anything, like we're open, we're adaptable, but, maybe it's saying like try not to become too codependent on this idea that you always need to be adaptable and you always need to be there for other people. Take care of yourself as well, and make sure that you are taken care of first and foremost. Okay, so that's what I have with that. Ooh, this is a good reading, Virgo. Okay, so let's get into tarot. We have Ace of Emotions. I love the aces. The aces are so pure. They are the divine gift, okay? They are it's literally like pure energy that is just being like given to you from the spirit realm, from the divine, from the gods, from the muses, okay? I love it. It's just, it's energy in its purest, most authentic form. So with the Ace of Emotions, this is equivalent to Ace of Cups. So this is water energy. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And this is about new beginnings. This is just like the purest feeling of emotion, the purest feeling of love, of compassion, of like just that emotional energy, like just to allow it to like filter through you, like you know, like imagine you're at the bottom of the ocean, just kind of like allow that watery emotional kind of energy to kind of like purify you. And this is exactly what the in the heart, Ksimi, this is exactly what that energy was trying to say, you know. And like learning how to be human, like learning how to be human is about understanding your emotions, like the depth of who you are emotionally, not just analytically, but like what is it that you feel, not just like what you think. Okay, so this is like a new beginning in love, and it's not even like love with another person. This is self-love. This is like your soul and your spirit just being cleansed. It's just like allowing the divine to just kind of like purify you, and so you can really feel the core of who you are, and so you can really feel like that energy in all of its power, and to allow yourself to understand this is very spiritual emotional energy. It's just kind of like, it's just like a flush of like water and a flush of emotion in a very spiritual kind of sense. Okay, and then we have Muse of Voices. This is equivalent to the King of Swords. So King of Swords, that's Aquarius energy. Okay, so definitely back in that intellectual zone. I feel like once you do kind of have this emotional and spiritual kind of experience, it's really going to give you this powerful sense of it's going to rise into your mind in a very intellectual way. I don't think you can help that because of how your mind works. But I feel like it's really going to like inspire you, and it's going to rise up into your intellectual processes and into your mind in a very inspired and witty and intellectual and just like, you know, authoritarian, but like humanitarian kind of way. And you're just gonna like embrace the world. I'm getting a very, very, very specific feeling with this card. And it has a lot to do with, because the Muse of Voices, you know, very much about like expression, but from a very intellectual place. Expression and critical thinking and taking action towards things in like a very inspired, spiritual, intellectual kind of way. So I definitely see you becoming very inspired by this emotional energy, and it translates and mutates itself in your mind in a very intellectual kind of way. Okay, and then we have Seven of Inspiration. Seven of Inspiration is Leo. This is Mars in Leo. Okay, and this is about protection. This is about protecting that inner spiritual nature that you harbor, and like not wanting to let anybody get through to it. So a feeling of protection, wanting to protect this like inner energy. This is really interesting. I'm going to actually refer to your chart for this. So you have Leo in your 12th house, and that's a very spiritual house. And then you pulled the Mars card. Yeah, so this is all around. This is about spirituality. This is a very spiritual reading. This could also have to do with your creativity, your ability I think you're also protecting your emotions, though, to be completely honest. I feel like you use your intellect and your intellectual thought processes to protect your heart and to protect your feelings and to protect that creative, passionate part of you from being criticized. I think that Virgo, even though you guys are known to be critical people and you like to criticize others because you're perfectionistic, I think that deep down inside you are afraid to be criticized. You don't want other people to criticize you. You don't want other people to think of you as like less than perfect or like you are not capable of, you are not capable of doing something the right way, like something like that. So I think that you put up these defenses, and I think you put up this like protective kind of barrier and energy to protect that spiritual, like you probably don't talk about your spirituality with people. You probably only refer to it in an intellectual way. You don't actually talk about the passion, like you don't express your spiritual side with passion. You allow it to come out in a more like intellectual kind of way. I mean, I'm kind of just saying the same thing over and over again. I think you understand what I'm saying, so I'll just leave it at that. Okay, so that's definitely something to think about. Like maybe why do you do that? Are you afraid that other people are going to think that you're not as intellectual if you kind of let that guard down and you let other people see that more spiritual, creative, passionate side of you that is emotional and spiritual? Okay, so for the final card, we have the Five of Materials. And this is this is Mercury in Taurus, okay? And Mercury is currently in Taurus. So, yeah, it's just kind of like reiterating this whole sense that you don't like to feel, like you like to keep this inside of you. You don't like to, there's a part of you that is not wanting to extend that deeper spiritual side and connect it with another physical manifestation of that same spirituality. So let's explain this with an example. It's like going through this spiritual experience on your own and discovering something very beautiful within yourself, and you translate it into intellectual energy. And even though there is this deep, deep part of you that maybe wants to go to church or go pray or express that side of you, you don't do it. It's like you are robbing yourself of it. It's almost like you are afraid of what other people are going to think of you. So that is kind of what I'm picking up there. I feel like there is a sense of, if you let it out, if you talk about it, it's going to lose its value. I feel like you think it's not going to be as valuable to you anymore, and it's not going to do what you want it to do, right? Because if you're using it for intellectual purposes, maybe the more you actually talk about it within itself, it's not actually going to be doing the work for you so you can advance your mental faculties. I really hope that that's making sense. It makes sense to me. So if you want me to explain it a little bit more, definitely let me know. But yeah, there's definitely this kind of a little bit of a selfish, stubborn kind of feeling in regards to the spiritual, creative side of you. So Virgo, this is your spiritual guidance reading for May 2021. I really, really hope this helped. Let me know, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.